Good evening. This is the Northern Sun Experience. Heading into this past weekend's NSIC softball championships, the two teams duking it out had very different histories. Minnesota State, the regular season champions, had won 3 of the last 4 conference tournament championships, while their opponent, Upper Iowa, had never won a regular season or conference title. But as the old saying goes, that's why they play the games. Minnesota State would need to win 2 games to capture the title, while Upper Iowa needed just 1 victory. To Bowden Field we go in Game 1. This is the top of the 16th inning, tied at 1. Minnesota State's Coley Reese gets the strikeout. She pitched all 16 innings, 244 pitches. Unbelievable effort. And she got some help from her defense. The liner to Sammy Buman caught, throwback to first for the inning-ending double play. And after 10-plus innings of no runs coming across, the Mavericks finally put something together. First, Ashley Thel gets the double off the wall in left. She would advance to third on a wild pitch. And then the next batter is Jess Meidel. The chopper to second base is misplayed. Thel crosses the plate, and that would end a marathon game. Minnesota State stays alive with a 2-1 victory over Upper Iowa in 16 innings. So they would play yet another game, Minnesota State's 3rd overall of the day. The Peacocks would get on the board first. Top of the 3rd, runner on second for Jacqueline Flood with a sharp single back up the middle. Riley Krull comes to the plate, and Upper Iowa takes an early 1-0 lead. Same score in the top of the 4th when Tara Walls goes over the wall. Deep to left and gone just inside the foul pole by mere inches. The solo shot gives the Peacocks a 2-0 lead. Upper Iowa's defense would try and keep things locked down in the bottom of the 4th. Jess Meidel with a little bloop, but Lauren Marlinghouse with a diving catch at third. What a play. But that was only the 2nd out of the inning, and the Mavericks mount a small rally. Samantha Buman, defensive hero in Game 1, providing an offensive spark in Game 2 with the shot to center. That solo home run cuts the Upper Iowa lead to 2-1. Peacocks would try and keep their distance. Top of the 6th, Tara Duran with a sharp hit to second. Takes a funny bounce that counts for a single. The score Flood, and Upper Iowa once again has a 2-run lead. But the Mavericks would fight back once again. Ashley Thel with a double to right center. Tatum Klein comes around, and it's 3-2 Upper Iowa after 6 innings. Go to the bottom of the 7th, last chance for the Mavericks, but Corey Kennedy grounds out back to the pitcher Flood, and that would do it. Upper Iowa, after losing a 16-inning heartbreaker, regroups, starts another game 30 minutes later, and captures its first NSIC tournament championship with a 3-2 victory over Minnesota State. Afterwards, the Peacocks head coach discussed her team's resiliency and fighting with their backs against the wall.
We showed a lot of fight. I mean, we've talked all year about having grit and just letting ourselves be in every game. We also talked a lot about never getting swept. That was kind of one of our goals for the year. And so we talked between games of, hey, we haven't had that happen all year, so let's go get it this time. Coming in this weekend, we kind of felt like we were right there on regionals. And so to come out and get this job done was pretty exciting for us. We're in uncharted territory, so we're going to come out and play and stick true to who we are as a team.
And based on the NCAA selection process, Amanda Bradbury's premonition was correct. It's a very good thing Upper Iowa won the NSIC tournament, as the Peacocks barely sneak into the Central Region field. Upper Iowa gets the 8th and final seed of the region with their automatic bid, and they will face the number 1 seed and host school Arkansas Tech in the first round of the tournament. Minnesota State gets in as the number 4 seed, taking on number 5 Northwest Missouri State. Minnesota Duluth, the 3rd place team in the NSIC tournament, gets the number 6 seed, and they'll face number 3 Missouri Western State. The other matchup in the region pits number 2 Southern Arkansas against number 7 Central Oklahoma. Like the NSIC tournament, the NCAA regionals are double elimination, and they start on May 5th. When we come back on the Northern Sun Experience, highlights from the weekend that was in NSIC baseball.
The Northern Sun Experience on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and Dakota Land Honda.
Welcome back to the Northern Sun Experience. For the past 2 years, the St. Cloud State baseball team has started their season with 20-plus wins in a row. And while those streaks undoubtedly came to an end at some point, last year's Husky team was able to build momentum toward the NSIC championship and a record-setting 54-5 season. This year, however, the stumbles have been more frequent down the stretch. St. Cloud State looking to regain some momentum, starting a 4-game set against Northern State this past weekend. Bottom of the fourth, Huskies already up 1-0 and looking for more. Brandon Arnold with a sharp single to left. That would score Zach Metzger to make it 2-0 St. Cloud State. Bottom of the fifth, Northern's cut the lead to 2-1, but St. Cloud State gets its cushion once again. Zach Hoffman going deep to the opposite field. The double to right scores Kyle Leiser. Hoffman would get thrown out trying to advance to third base, but that would be the eventual deciding run as St. Cloud State goes with a 4-2 victory. However, the Huskies would lose the second game of that doubleheader, win the first game Sunday, but then again have consistency issues in Game 2 Sunday. Bases loaded in the top of the second for Colin Kubitz, and he rips one in the left field. 2-run score on the RBI double for Northern State, and the Wolves take a 2-0 lead. Top of the fourth now, runner on third, and the Huskies' Tyler Gentz throws a wild pitch. Mikey Baranesh comes around to score to make it 3-0 Northern State, and the Wolves win 6-2. It's the second straight 4-game series that St. Cloud State has split this season, after having 0 splits in a 4-game series all of last season. Well, the outdoor track and field season is winding down, and much like the indoor season, the NSIC split up the championships with a multi-event competition this past weekend ahead of next weekend's individual events. To Mankato, Minnesota we go for the 2016 multi-event outdoor championships, and it would be a record-setting day on the women's side in the heptathlon. Augustana's Bree Walber took home first place, setting a new conference record with 5,111 points. Walber got well ahead of the pack on day 1 of the competition and used a solid finish on day 2 to set the record. Her score ranks as the 5th best in all of Division II this season. Meanwhile, Viking teammate Olivia Montez Brown finished in second place with 4,951 points. Overall, it was quite the triumph for Walber, who missed all of the outdoor track season last year with a foot injury.
From breaking my foot last year, so I didn't have the best outdoor, I didn't have an outdoor last year, and then coming back, and you really can't give anything but give the glory to God on that one, that I was able to come back and still do what I did, and I'm just happy that it was a good day with my teammates.
Moving on to the men's side of the competition and the decathlon, it was more of a comeback story than a runaway one as it was on the women's side. After ending the first day of the competition in 8th place, Wayne State's Josh Spenner vaulted his way literally to the top. The Wildcat finished in first place with 6,496 points, more than 300 points ahead of second place James Ryan of Minnesota Duluth. Spenner won 3 of the 10 decathlon events, including the shot put, discus, and the pole vault, where he used a vault of just more than 15 feet to claim the crown. Afterwards, Spenner admitted that he knew day 2 would be the key to the victory.
I tried to think of it as, one event at a time, go for PRs, but, just really think about the event. It's probably sitting further down on the first day, around 8th place, and I was okay with that. I completely expected it. I have to wait around until the second day. I have a little bit more technical events that I think I get some more point scoring, like such as the pole vault. Discus kind of helps me out if I can throw a decent mark. But yeah, just having nice weather, really lifts everybody's spirits too. Like, fun to compete.
When we come back, the rest of the NSIC Outdoor Track and Field Championships will take place next week, and one Winona State athlete will look to continue her record-breaking career. Her story is next.
The Northern Sun Experience on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and Dakota Land Honda.
Welcome back to the Northern Sun Experience. There are record setters, record breakers, and record shatterers. Winona State's Caitlin Long falls clearly into the latter category. The Warrior sophomore has obliterated numerous weight throw records in her first 2 years on both the indoor and outdoor track and field circuit. Not bad for someone who was a sprinter in high school.
In high school, she actually in high school was a sprinter, and normally you don't see sprinters, at her height, her kind of size in high school, and she started throwing shot put a little bit her senior year, but every meet she would run the 100, the 200, 4x1, and then as a junior started actually throwing shot put a little bit. So I saw her throw at the state meet and found the story that, well, this kid's actually a sprinter, and she actually runs 13.3 in the 100. And I thought, well, this is a kid that's going to win a national championship in the weight throw.
I don't know if I had many expectations. I just kind of went with the flow. Like you said, I didn't do hammer or weight throw in high school, so I didn't know if I'd be good at it or not. I had no idea, so I just came in with an open mind.
My first expectation kind of when she came into school was let's have her learn the weight and the hammer pretty quickly. I was hoping that she could score at the conference meet her freshman year. In the weight, our freshman record at that time was 51 feet, Emily King was our national champion in 2007. She still held that record. I thought, okay, if we could break that. Well, her first collegiate mark was actually 61 feet, so she broke Emily's freshman record by 10 feet. So after she kind of did that, the goal kind of changed pretty quickly. Like, you know what, we're already in nationals. Let's see if we can open up at nationals and be an All-American. That quickly changed to when we're at the national meet. You know, at that time, last year as a freshman, she was throwing. She going into the meet was the 6th farthest thrower in Division II history. There was 4 other throwers in the top 6 Division II history that were at the meet. So I thought, okay, if we can really come out at 18 years old, take 4th place, maybe squeak out a 3rd, that's going to be very, very successful for a freshman in an event. Normally you see juniors and seniors having success in.
So going into indoor nationals, as a freshman I was seated 3rd, and I told my coach, I'm like, I think I can win. I really want to win this. And I was very, very nervous because it was my first nationals. It's all the best throwers in the nation, so I was very scared. But excited too because I really wanted to win, so it was just a lot of emotions. But when I went up to throw, I felt very relaxed and I just felt confident with my training.
She opened up, was going, I believe, 3rd into finals, and then told me that she wanted to do a 2-turn. Normally she just spins once around as a freshman. She spun twice around, hit a lifetime PR, won a national meet as a true freshman, and a lot of people were wondering what in the world just happened.
This year I probably was even more nervous than last year because, like you said, I had won my freshman year, so I felt a lot of expectations and pressure, but I also felt the same feelings of feeling pretty confident with my training and stuff. So it was like similar feelings, but I was probably a little more nervous because I wanted to defend my title, I guess.
So going in, I thought, okay, we had success there. Let's now at nationals. Heaven came out from Central Missouri, opened up at the national record. So I opened up right at her PR, beat the national meet record, and then it was Caitlin's turn, and she takes her first throw and pretty much crushed the national record through 74 feet 5 3/4 inches. Broke the national meet record by 5 feet, broke her own personal and national record by 1.5 feet. And then after that, the competition was pretty well won. And what's cool about that is that throw would have won Division I nationals by 2 feet. So that puts her now at number 6 in the world in the weight throw and number 5 in the U.S. So it's only 4 ladies ahead of her that are all post-collegiate throwers that throw for Nike and Adidas and the major companies.
For indoor season, I met my goal of defending my title, but for this outdoor season, I'm hoping to qualify for the Olympic trials. You have to make a qualifying mark to be able to go to trials, so that's my goal for this outdoor season.
Her best ability is to compete under pressure. The bigger meets we go to, the better throwers she throws against. Like, I think it actually gets her a little bit more excited, and she just is the best. It's kind of nice as a coach knowing that, okay, you're going into the most high pressure situation, and I don't ever have to worry about anything with her because she's just programmed to, when it's nationals, I'm going to throw the farthest. She's gone to 2 national meets indoors. She's lifetime PR to both of them. So that's pretty sweet.
Long will compete at the NSIC Outdoor Track and Field Championships in Sioux Falls starting on May 13th. When we come back, we go under the northern sun at Southwest Minnesota State University.
The Northern Sun Experience on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and Dakota Land Honda.
And welcome back to the Northern Sun Experience. It's time to shine the spotlight on one of our member schools with a feature we like to call Under the Northern Sun. Tonight, it's Southwest Minnesota State University in Marshall, Minnesota.
Southwest Minnesota State University, located in Marshall, opened its doors in 1967 and offers 50 majors, 48 minors, as well as pre-professional programs, master's degrees, and distance learning opportunities. Since opening, the university has a profound effect on the region. SMSU plays a big role in the region's economy with an economic impact of over $140 million. Personal attention is what sets SMSU apart. With a 16-to-1 student-to-teacher ratio, students receive the individual attention they desire as they pursue their academic goals.
One of the things I tell students all the time, because I see it all the time, is the beauty of our size and our makeup and who we are as a community. We're just the perfect size where students can know their faculty members, know their staff members, work with them very, very closely, where they can be involved in campus, in their sport, in other activities. They can really be part of a family.
Our professors know us by name. It's easy to talk to them. They know you personally, and going up to their office is just a regular visit. It's not anything out of the blue, so it's just easy to talk to them, and it makes it easier for classroom.
Having those smaller class sizes, and our teachers not having to deal with, so many students, I feel like that enables them to get more connected with the students. And I feel like that plays a huge part in a lot of our students' success in college, just building those relationships with their professors.
The campus has been transformed in recent years with over $150 million of construction, renovations, and improvements, including a new student center, a renovated library and science labs, the Marshall Regional Track and Field Complex, and the Schwann Regional Event Center. SMSU is proud of its rich tradition in intercollegiate athletics. The university offers 17 sports, including 7 men's sports, 9 women's sports, and 1 co-ed. Mustang teams have won more than 60 conference championships, 3 NCAA regional championships, 3 wheelchair basketball national titles, and 1 NCAA volleyball national runner-up finish. More impressive than the on-field accomplishments for SMSU student athletes is the success off the field of play and their work in the community. Mustang student athletes have posted athletic department record highs for GPA in recent years and are actively involved in numerous civic engagement projects.
Going out for our rake-a-thon, a work-a-thon, just helping people, they never expected, and just being able to help them out like that, it just warms our hearts and it warms their hearts, and it's just a great thing to be able to do something for someone else.
SMSU Athletics has been honored 6 times for the NCAA Community Engagement Award of Excellence, including the annual Smokefest and Egg Bowl.
Civic engagement as a whole has been an extremely important part of the success of our department, and I truly believe that the coaches and student athletes' impact in the community has directly impacted our department from a fundraising standpoint and in a number of ways. Corporate sponsorships have been up over the last couple of years, as well as the attendance at our events. And I think those things are crucial in the success of our department, and I truly give our coaches and our student athletes a lot of credit for that success.
Another award-winning program is Mustang Mail, where Mustang student athletes interact with local elementary students through a pen pal program and also reading to the students at their schools.
It's just nice seeing everyone that supports us and that we can support them as well. We got to meet our little pen pals, and it was just a blast. They were having fun. I mean, it was nice getting to know them and how they knew me and everyone else at a personal level, because we've communicated.
Mustang Athletics, combining academic, community involvement, and student-athlete excellence. Southwest Minnesota State University, where you belong.
When we come back, several former NSIC football players have a chance to impress some NFL teams this weekend. Find out who got an invite to minicamp next.
The Northern Sun Experience on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and Dakota Land Honda.
Welcome back to the Northern Sun Experience. The NFL draft concluded this past weekend, and while no NSIC players were actually drafted, several of them will get an opportunity to impress at the next level. The biggest deal comes for former University of Sioux Falls cornerback John Tidwell. He signs an undrafted free agent deal with the Denver Broncos, which included a $3,000 signing bonus. The Aurora, Colorado native had 3 interceptions in his senior season for the Cougars. Meanwhile, several other NSIC athletes received invitations to mini camps, mainly with the Minnesota Vikings. Tidwell's teammate Solomon St. Pierre will participate in the Vikings mini camp, along with 2 Augustana Vikings hoping to keep their nickname, as running back C.J. Ham and 2015 Augie graduate tight end Nick Lee will also attend. Concordia St. Paul linebacker Jordan Halverson will also be there, along with a handful of players from Minnesota State. That includes linebacker Tyler Henderson, as well as offensive linemen Herschel Prater and Lawrence Walker. The Minnesota Vikings begin minicamp on Friday. Meanwhile, the reigning NSIC Defensive Player of the Year lineman Josh Gordon from Minnesota State will go to minicamp with the Kansas City Chiefs. Once again, a thank you to all of our NSIC member schools for their time and contributions to this week's show. There are only 2 episodes left this season, and our penultimate episode next week will start our countdown of the top 40 NSIC plays of the year. You won't want to miss it next Wednesday right here on the Northern Sun Experience.